Well, I just found out something that could have been traumatizing. If you so much as click on the screen, you can fall unconscious. Yay, DS. Am I right here, folks? Probably. Maybe not. Who knows? I don't care. Regardless, how be going things? Things be how going good. Just another, couple of days of Rune Factory, another episode. You think there'd be more to talk about, considering today, of all days, I had D&D session, except that didn't actually happen because only, 2 of the 5 players actually showed up? Yeah. Trying to go through the whole thing of making people think that I'm playing an intelligent magic item again. Although, there's no telling if it's actually working yet, but... Because I was in a weekly game where I was playing as an intelligent magic vending machine. Yes, reminiscent of the anime, obviously. And that was going well. Everyone really liked it, I guess. So that's cool. And see, it's like, yeah, it's D&D. It's fun for all of us. The others are, having fun with a ridiculous vending machine as a party member. Like, yeah, I could play something normal, but I don't have to. Oh, that's a good point. Okay, wait, this is a good point. I can get rid of the brush, because I don't need it anymore. I should do that at some point in this episode. So now I'm playing as a character with just a gigantic, big, huge honkin' shield. Like, that's basically the idea. Character is just a big old shield. And some special magical abilities and yada yada. Working with the DM to do certain things. And trying to make it seem to the party that this character is actually is just the shield with, an elf to just carry it around as it does stuff. Now, if I could have had some... yeah, that could have been awesome. Work together with someone, make both of our characters. One of them is the elf, and the other actually just plays as the shield. You just send a message to the DM. It's like, okay, bear with me here, but... what if... it's like, what if I play as 2 characters? Now, hear me out. Okay, I understand that that's a major red flag, but wait, just hear me out. This will be awesome. So the character is, supposed to be like some type of a melee. I want to use the term fighter. It's supposed to be like a melee fighter character, but is not the fighter class. So if I use the word fighter to describe them at all, people will just assume, oh, fighter, you're a fighter class, fighter, you're the fighter class. Like, no, not the fighter class. They fight things. Well, you said fighter, so they have to be the fighter class. So you could also, like, hey, you can have a character that's wise without them being a wizard. This character fights, it doesn't mean they're a fighter. Fighter is the title, not fighter is the class, but nope, if you use that, oh! I mean, you can say a character is the priest, and people don't automatically assume you're playing the priest class, or if you say that your character is a healer, people assume you're playing as a cleric, not that you're playing as the healer class. If there was a class that just had, like, no class skills but, like, double the starting funds, I would totally take that. I mean, we're only level 3, so that's not a lot of money. But I spent pretty much all my funds just on this shield to begin with. Got some fancy clothes and stuff. I should make an alternate version of the character where it actually is just the intelligent animated shield. So the two of us, the two players of us that were ready for the game, for it turned out we weren't actually having a game because, like I said, most of the party didn't show up. We decided, it's like, hey, what if both of our characters are, like, nobles from, like, you know, different kingdoms, different countries? And we were just, like, you know, going through the peasant thing of, just playing the part of adventurers because it's the hip and fun thing to do. Here's my character, an elf with just a big old shield. And no, they don't actually use the shield for attacking. It's an extreme shield, which cannot be used for bashing. I was tempted just to go like a regular large shield. There aren't enough shield options. There's like, what, 6, 7? It's like 10 different shields. That's about it. I always forget that. But there's only like 10 or so different shield options. Even less if you don't consider the differences between wooden and metal shields. Because I guess there's like... Yeah, because a small shield in wood and metal styles. There's, you know, large shield in wood and metal styles. There's tower shield, which in the base rules is only in a wooden style. However, you can absolutely get it in a metal style as well. And there's the buckler, which doesn't matter if it's wood or metal style. It only apparently comes in the one. Yeah. And then there is... I'd have to say, I think that my favorite shield is the gnome battle cloak. Because you can just, like, wearing a cloak, and then they just go, like, huzzah! Like, grab the corner of the cloak and pull it up, and suddenly it's a shield. Which is really funny, because there's also a weapon that's the weighted cloak, which is basically the same thing, but a weapon. They just grab the corner, and there's, like, weights in the cloak, because it's a weighted cloak, doy. And they just pull it up and, huzzah! Punch something in the face like a boss. 10-9. If you think about it with Alicia, it's like you're just giving her a gift every day that you would otherwise normally just ship for 10 golds. That's about it. You're just cutting out the middle thing of actually getting the whatever item. So it's the most direct, you pay money to make her like you thing. Oh my gosh, we leveled up, y'all. I'd like to thank the Academy. Okay, well, anyway. So, at least some of, if not most of, the people in this campaign are also in, or were also in, the other campaign, so they know that I like playing interesting characters, and they know that I have played an intelligent magic item once already. So yeah. Still, yeah. Need to find out who's actually playing and see if someone would want to play as the shield, but they're just like, okay, we'll work together, because then my character can have a big old honking great shield.
Morning.
But yeah. So yeah. Meanwhile, the character is actually a battle sorcerer. Does not actually even have shield proficiency in the first place. Although the idea of just playing an animated shield that just some aristocrat is just carrying around does sound very funny. You know what? We can... So yeah, whatever. That's, you know, D&D thing. I spent a bit of time yesterday and a bit of time today tweaking on things. I decided to also use, was it the Touch of Healing feat? I think that was my first thought. It's like, hey, we're playing a campaign, and I thought, it's like, hey, we're playing a campaign to start at level 3, and I thought, huh, perfect, I can use Touch of Healing. Touch of Healing is a feat that you can only take if you have access to second level or higher spells. Specifically a second level or higher healing spell, and as long as you have a second level or higher healing spell available to cast, you can, through through a touch, you can heal a target by, was it 3 hit points per level of the spell that you have available to cast. So, you know, second level spell, you can heal someone for 6 on a touch. But in order to make this feat not completely broken, they make it so you can only heal someone up to half of their maximum health. So if they have, like, you know, if they have, say, 20 maximum health, like my character does, you can only heal them up to 10. So yeah, just take that feat and combine it with a little bit of extra healing from other sources, like, say, Paladin, Cleric, Druid, whatever, and then we can keep the party going, at least. Keep the party all prim, proper, and healthy. Wait, Dorothy and Cammy are sisters? What? No, right? No. Alright, let's go talk to Dorothy and tell her that her worries are solved, because Cammy is never going into the forest again. No, no, you misheard me. I said glazed yam. Steamed yams. Can't believe people are still making references to that stupid little thing. I remember actually watching it years ago now. Still many years after it had originally aired, but yeah, because when I was about, what, 11 or 12, something like that, I got a box set of, was it the first 8 seasons of The Simpsons on DVDs. Each season was like 4 DVDs, because, of course. And, yeah. Remember having to get, like, box sets of shows you like because the whole season can't fit on one disc? I remember that. I remember that... Yeah, I remember that my dad had, was it all of the seasons of Friends? At least I think it was all the seasons. It was either Friends or Seinfeld. I think it was Friends. But it was all in, like, still in the original plastic wrap. So, like, he got the full box set of Friends, never put it up on display, never even opened it. It was just there. That brings me to another story, but yeah. I got the whole thing of, you know, the whole thing. 8 seasons of The Simpsons all on DVDs, and I had my first computer at the time that had, my first computer at the time, and it had a DVD player. So there would just be, not so much days, but hours where I just, you know, sit there and just watch The Simpsons, and that's, like, all I would do, just watch The Simpsons over and over again. And that's why I specifically remember the episode of, and I forget if it was titled Bart Gets an A or Bart Gets an F. I think it was Bart Gets an F. The one where Bart is told where if he gets another F, he'll have to, like, flunk out of school and repeat it, and he wants to take it seriously. So even though there's, like, a snow day and everyone else is having fun, he stays in the basement all cooped up, locked in alone, and like, studying, and there's a side plot of Homer being, like, leader of, like, the trash or whatever, and that was a whole issue. Listen, I'm pretty sure that was the same episode. Oh, right, yeah, this isn't a thing today. And then, like, Bart takes, like, a test at the end, and it's like, he still gets an F, and Mr. Krabappel's like, oh, but you did get a lot of right answers. It's a very high F. And then, you know, Bart's really upset about this because it means he'll fail. And so he's all like, but what about, like, so-and-so at the thing? And then Krabappel's like, hey, that's, you know, that's something that wasn't even on the test. You know what? You get an extra point for that. I'm going to change your grade to a D-. And then Bart, you know, celebrates because, hey, he didn't get the F. He technically passed. And I specifically remember that episode in particular because something weird happened with my computer while I was watching it. I remember, listen, I'm pretty sure I was watching it at my dad's work. Something weird happened with the playback and it, like, froze, like, partway through, so I had to rewatch the episode, and there was, like, a chapter select, but it froze, like, just before a chapter started. I didn't know it was just before a chapter. So I had to rewatch the entire episode, only to then find out, oh, it froze just before the chapter.
Wow, this game sounds really bad set up.
Hi, how be things?
Things go alright, I guess.
Cool.
How about you? How goes your quest?
Yeah, things alright.
How goes your quest to marry Alicia?
Oh, well, if you look really closely here, we have her at 10 and 9.
Okay, you just need her to love you one bit more, I think.
Yeah. But But I think it just moved up to 10.9 like today, so
You got a sardine.
yeah.
You got a bigger
Um,
sardine.
so, ba-ba-ba-bum. Wait, I was just about to start telling the story of uh, back when I lived with my dad, when I think it was, yeah, high school age, 15 through 17, I think so, yeah, high school age. We had a pretty decently sized movie collection. It was kept in a pair of, like, drawers, just in the, like, basement storage room. But they were all out of water. So one weekend I was all like, you know what? This bugs me. When I'm trying to find a movie and I have to search around this whole thing just to find it, even though I know what I want to see. Screw it. I'm gonna sort these. So I took a weekend, took all of the movies out. There were like a couple hundred there. I'd estimate about 300 movies.
That's a lot of movies.
So there were about... Yeah. So I just took them all out, and I sorted them over the course of a weekend, and then they were all nice and neat.
How long did they stay that way?
I mean, probably at least until Dad moved, and now I have no idea what happened to all those movies.
Ah,
But as long as I lived there, at least they stayed in order, because we didn't really watch movies, like, a lot.
yeah.
I mean, when we did watch a movie, it was easy enough to, you know, put it back in its order. It wasn't like we would go, like, grab, like, 10 movies and watch 10 movies in a row, and then just leave them lying in the living room, go watch another 10 movies, you know, leave them all lying in the living room, and just not do anything about it for ever. Until eventually someone just goes and throws them all back in at once. Yeah, I had a similar sorting system for my game cases under my bed. I had one of those, like, drawer things for under the bed, so you just, you know, use the under the bed area for storage. Oh, that reminds me, under the bed storage, there's a picture I wanted to send you, Azura. I don't know if I actually sent it to you, though.
Oh?
Yeah, I think it'd be a good idea. Doom Kitty thinks it's a good idea.
Okay.
Let me know what you think.
Oh, yeah, you've shown me that before, yes.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or does that name label on there say P? Oh, it says pet. Never mind.
Yeah, this is where we store our pet. P.
I mean, here's the thing. As cute as that is, you know that pretty much no pet will be satisfied with that.
A dog might be.
Yeah, maybe a dog, but...
A cat's just gonna jump onto the bed.
Of course.
We know Doom Kitty can jump onto a bed like that.
Well, on the other hand, you know, it depends on how it's introduced. I mean, here's the thing. If the cat just likes hanging out in there, then they probably will just hang out. Although, depending on how much that chamber gets squished with you on top of it, they might have a thing or two to say about it.
I mean, maybe it's like you with Plate Up, and maybe Doom Kitty just has agoraphobia.
Wait, what does that have to do with Plate Up?
Because whenever we play Plate Up, you insist on having the smallest working area possible.
I mean, that's mostly just a matter of, okay, then I don't have to worry about, you know, coordinating in multiple spaces. It's a convenience thing there.
do, 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 do. So, also, so yeah, I had a D&D session today, or at least I was supposed to have a D&D session today, but most of the people didn't show up. So I talked about that for a bit.
Yeah, that seems to happen a lot with your D&D games.
This wasn't my game. This was someone else's game, and this was also supposed to be the first session.
Wasn't this supposed to be like the second or third time it was a third session?
No. This is the first time that for this session.
Let me put it another way. Games that you end up in tend to have people just not showing up, and I really hope that's just a terrible coincidence.
Okay, I would argue that with the game that I was in, where we actually played like 5 or 6 sessions until something actually happened with the DM's personal life. But I think we had new characters in that like every session. We had some new characters joining in and some characters dropping out. I think, at least once. So I would argue that, but... like, even for myself, I joined on the second session. I didn't join on the first. But a lot of the same people who played in that game are now going to be playing in this game until the DM is, you know, better set to run their campaign again. And so everyone there knows that I like playing intelligent magic items. So I made an elf character who has just this big honkin' shield. Like, it's not just like a big shield, it's an extreme shield. Like, you know?
Extreme shield? Is that a little bit faster than quick shield?
That's the spirit, yeah. So, basically fluffing everything that the character does as being, because of the shield. Like, the shield's ability can heal people. The shield's ability can... like, whatever. A whole bunch of stuff fluffed as the shield doing it. Has some magical fire burning on it. You know, the whole 9 yards. And not actually saying what class my character is, under the hopes that the rest of the party will think that I'm just playing another intelligent magic item. But of course I'm not. Although I could be. I could potentially make that shield as a character. And I think it would be really cool to team up with someone. And it's like, yeah, I make the elf, you make the shield. Effectively, double the starting gold. So, yeah. And then, of course, did one scenario Frosthaven. That went okay. I didn't actually I actually went through the entire scenario without ever getting hurt by an enemy. But I still almost died.
Oof.
Because there are hazards, and if you end your turn on or adjacent to one of those tiles, you get hurt. And it's a lot of narrow corridors, so I wound up taking a lot of damage.
That's no good.
Yeah, that didn't go so well. Also, my character gets really, really horribly low amounts of experience. So it's going to take me a while to actually level up so I can become more useful and better for the party, but I still find it really weird in like Gloomhaven and Frosthaven. You can have every member of the party retire and be replaced by new people, but yet it's still somehow technically the same party.
That is weird.
Also, what's really stupid about Gloomhaven, partial spoilers, but whatever. After you beat the game, there's a city card that's added to the deck. Where the event is some people recognize your party as being the ones to kill the final boss of Gloomhaven. Your options are either to, bask in the glory or deny it. If you bask in the glory, you gain a reputation. If you deny it, you lose a reputation.
What?
Because you are obviously lying. Not being humble, you are obviously lying, and they know that you are lying and being dirty, rotten liars about it. And you are obviously the ones to have killed the final boss. Even if you are actually legitimately playing as a different party and where none of them actually did have a hand in defeating the final boss, you should have still... The good thing to do would be to take the admiration anyway. And just claim that you did it, and let people worship you for something that you never did.
Huh.
Because, yeah, logic and stuff.
Logic? What's that?
Isn't it like a dump stat? Also, I'm loving that with just these, like, 4 little patches of grass, I basically don't need to worry about, feeding my animals anymore. Because this gets more than enough food for them consistently. Yeah, I'll keep the hammer, whatevs. Alright, what's our skill now? Fishing is now at 70.
What's the max stat?
I'm guessing 99, but that is a guess. So, I found out something. I was doing a Let's Play of one of my, for my other games last night, and I found out something actually incredibly weird. So, the game has, like, boss fights and stuff, and it's always been the thing, and I had already fought, like, 3 bosses before I noticed this, where at the start of the boss fight, you can hear, like, the boss, taunting you and stuff as if the fight had already started. You can already hear it going on, but the entire screen is black. There's nothing to see, but you can hear the fight, and I always thought that my game glitched, like the fight started, but I wasn't, like, loaded in or something, so I couldn't see anything, and I was worried that I would be killed before I could actually do anything. So I found out something about that last night. You want to know what the problem was?
What?
The fight happens, but you have to be facing a certain direction. Well, the fight doesn't happen. A cutscene for the fight happens, but you have to be facing a certain direction in order to see it. And apparently, every single time I got into a boss fight, I was always facing the wrong direction. So I didn't get to see the opening cutscene. Because...
Wow.
Apparently, every single time, the cutscene... This was in VR, by the way. Every single time, the cutscene would start behind me, because that's supposed to be the default front side. And I guess every single time, I'd wound up turning around. 3 times in a row. And then it happened with the next 2 fights that I did as well. So 5 times in a row, I happened to be turned around by the time that the boss fight started.
Jesus.
At least for the last 3, I was actually completely turned around. Whee! Also, while playing the game, I went into a bit of a tangent about, was it intrinsic versus... And I forget the other term, but reward systems usually used in games. You know about any of that?
Sort of, yeah.
Playing a game because you have fun playing the game versus playing a game because you like the rewards that you get for having played the game.
Alright.
And apparently this is a popular thing in Fortnite or like League of Legends, where people play the game, they don't actually really enjoy the gameplay experience, but if you play the game, you get like a key to a loot box. So you play the game a whole bunch, you get a bunch of keys, so you can open loot boxes and do the gambling, and that's why people play, is so they can like open these loot boxes or whatever. Like, you play the game because after you play the game, you get a reward for playing it, so people play it just to get the reward.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, the intrinsic fun of playing versus... And I forget the other term involved, but it's like, versus something of like, yeah, I'm playing this game because I want to play this game. Like, say, PlateUp or whatever. I play PlateUp and I enjoy playing PlateUp, but there could very well be those who play PlateUp only because, like, oh, well, I actually just want to see the fully, I just want to automate the restaurant. I don't actually like serving the dishes or anything. I just want to see the automation stuff.
Oh, like me.
And it's like, yeah, that's like the difference. So it's like, oh, well, I just play it because I want to get new recipes. I don't actually want to use them. Like, I just like the rewards. So it's like, you know, it's like, oh, well, I just play this game because I want to get new skins for my characters because I think that's pretty and I just want to, you know, dress up my characters and stuff.
I mean,
The difference between playing a game because you want to play it and playing a game because it gives you something.
playing a game because of the internal rewards, yeah. Why did you only do the right 2 columns and not the left one?
Because the left one was already watered.
Okay. Do you have any sort of, like, calendar thing to be able to tell when the next, like, big event happens? Like a holiday?
I have no idea. I should have a calendar somewhere.
Morning.
Give me a prediction. Love reading. Dorothy seems interesting. Cecilia's been dreaming about us.
See, at least she admits that, you know, that her telling how she feels about us, you know, isn't really fortune-telling on that one. But it's interesting how she lists the others, because, they don't love us nearly as much as she does.
I wonder if it's either supposed to be the top 4, or if it's everyone above 6. Everyone at 6 or above, I mean. Like, if we get Rosalind and Julia up another note, will Alicia start saying that they love us too?
Maybe. But by the time that they are, she's probably already at 10 and will want to marry us.
It depends. Yeah, I'm still waiting for a good, like, Harvest Moon type game to come in VR. I've seen a few, and I've tried a few so far. And the ones that I've played are really bad in one specific regard, and that's they want you to bend down and touch the ground over and over and over again. So much so you might as well just be sitting on the floor when you play. And that was especially a hassle for one particular game because it didn't want me to touch the floor, it wanted me to grab below the floor. Because for some reason, it thought that the game floor was supposed to be below my floor. So I literally could not do stuff with the fields unless I literally just punched my floor, and I don't want to do that because I usually play at like midnight.
You know, you describing that, it just reminds me of when we were... Oh no, it wasn't
Yes.
you and me. It was when me and Ellie were playing one of the We Were Here games, and there's a particular sequence where basically like our characters are moved. My character was supposed to be, you know, put into a cell with lava rising up from below. And the whole point is to, you know, finish a puzzle, you know, in that room before the lava reaches the cell. Yet for some reason, the game spawned me in at the bottom of the shaft. So I was standing on top of the lava.
Well, you don't really get much time there, now, do you?
Oh no, here's the thing. I had plenty of time. Because the lava wasn't actually hurting me. I was just standing on the lava as it slowly raised upwards.
Well then. There is one farming co-op game that did seem kind of fun. But the tutorial of it was bugged and broken and did not work. Because, like, in the tutorial, it's supposed to, like, teach you how to craft. So it's like, okay, pick up some branches off the ground, pick up some rocks off the ground, craft them into, like, an axe. Alright, cool. Lots of branches. Go pick up a bunch of branches. Cool, cool. Alright, now where's the rocks? I'm not allowed to pick up a single rock in the entire tutorial area. They're all embedded in the ground. I'm not allowed to pick them up. Can't use the branch to do it. Can't use anything that I have to get the rocks. Nope. No rocks available. Can't get them. I mean, they're available. You can't get them. Maybe they have to, like, respawn, like the branches respawn? I waited, watched. Nope, nothing. No rocks. You can't get the rocks. You're supposed to get the rocks here to move on with the tutorial. But there's no rocks, so you can't do anything. So, okay, well, there's some, like, long grass here. Can I use that for something? Nope, not allowed to grab that. That's growing out of the ground. You can't take the grass out of the ground. Eventually, I quit the tutorials and just, you know, start my own world to start playing. And lo and behold, there are rocks just sitting on the ground that I'm allowed to actually pick up.
Huh.
And the grass growing out of the ground? Yeah, you're allowed to just grab that. Just move it out of the ground, it's fine. So the tutorial was actually legitimately broken. And it's advertised as being like, hey, start in like your own world and like, you know, make it grow with the efforts of the people in it, play with friends, you know, make your own group, play it, and like grow this land into a town. That's how it's advertised. That's how it's supposed to be. That's also completely false and not actually what you do at all. Pardon me? Sure, there's some nature and stuff, but it's not, you know, turn the land into a town. It's go to a town where all of the buildings have been, like, essentially ruined and just fix up all the buildings there. So you're not allowed to actually put buildings where you want to put them. You just have to fix up the ones that are already there. And I tried. I really tried. You can't cut down any trees. You're supposed to cut down trees. It tells you to cut down trees. But every single tree is immortal.
Oh.
And you can't actually cut down any of them.
How fun.
Unless it's a case of, oh, they're not actually immortal, you just have to hit them 100 times. Or something stupid like that. No, the trees are just immortal.
Let me guess, there's one specific one that you're supposed to interact with.
I have no flippin' idea. So you get an axe, and it's VR, so it's not like, go up, click on it, do the... No, you swing the axe at the tree. And for some trees, the axe, like... It acts like any other VR thing does. It kind of just, like, phases around it, kind of. And for a few trees, it actually goes, like, thunk. It's like, okay, that's a different sound. That's telling me I'm going the right way and doing the right thing. Keep swinging at the tree. Thunk, 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 thunk. Exact same spot, basically. Thunk, thunk, thunk. Okay, I've been doing this about 20 or 30 times. Nothing has changed. Do I actually have to swing, like, really hard on every swing and wear myself out? And then the VR is like, yes, this controller is going fast enough. You can chop the tree. Do I have to chop it on the other side as well? Like, the tutorial didn't explain anything because the tutorial was broken. And this was actually in the tutorial. In the tree cutting tutorial. Because at least it'd give you an axe for that. In the single player, you know, in the non-tutorial world that I had made, there weren't even any trees that could be cut down that I was able to find.
Wow.
Unless you have to go a long way away from the starting area to find a tree to cut down, because I tried on all of the trees I could find, and none of them even had that thunk. So maybe I'll play again at some point and try to actually find a tree to try to chop down. But probably not. Alright. Bath time! Yeah. I can't believe how often people seem to, people are just surprised by the fact I actually have good tasted things. there are a lot of shows and games and whatnot that I've encouraged my brother to, watch or play. And every single time he's like, hey, thanks for recommending that to me. I really liked it.
How old is he again?
I think he's 11 or 12.
Okay.
Why?
Oh, just asking. Was gonna suggest something if he was older than that.
Yeah, no. Not yet, no. Yeah, like even My Little Pony he really liked. I told you about it. He's been bugging me for months to actually for years, to finally watch the rest of the show.
Yep.
I've been putting it off because I didn't want to watch it on my own. Wanted to have someone to watch it with, and then you came along and we started watching it together, but you're all, only 3 episodes a day. No more, and sometimes less.
Yes.
I've just been like, I want to watch the ponies. I want to see the ponies. Like, you had said that you weren't interested in it, but you liked the ponies.
I mean, it is the art of the dress, after all.
It's time to be awesome. You wouldn't have watched 9 shows and 5 movies if you didn't like it. 9 shows, 9 seasons, and 5 movies.
Honestly, I probably could have done without most of Equestria Girls.
I really like Equestria Girls.
And I get that, but...
It's the art of the dress, the star of the show. Type of pony.
What?
Anyway. So, here's an interesting question. Is Rarity just a pony version of Weiss?
No, I think Weiss is... No.
No? What about more of, I want to say opposite? A foil? What's the word there?
A what?
Rarity is a commoner pony who wishes that she could be a royal. Weiss is a royal who wishes that she could at least have freedom.
Well, I don't know if she's necessarily a royal. She definitely does
She
as
seems
a
like it.
noble.
Yeah, sure.
On a side note, I just have to say I am really glad that I finally got my character up to a certain point. Because I finally got the high-level ability to use any item.
Also, I'm just realizing, because we've seen all of the pony stuff, we only ever actually saw one birthday of the main 6 over the entire show, didn't we? Did we? We've heard mention of birthdays.
Okay.
But I think...
Well, I could have sworn that we saw a Pinkie Pie birthday and a Twilight birthday.
Did we see a Twilight birthday? No, we saw a Spike birthday.
Oh. I could have sworn we had a Twilight birthday at some point.
I don't know. Of course, we might have, and I might have forgotten. I know that we saw Pinkie Pie birthday.
Yeah.
I'm totally with you on that. No, yeah, you're right. We did see a Twilight birthday. That's right. The type of pony every pony should know. That episode. Okay, so we saw 2 main 6 birthdays.
And of the other characters, as you said, we saw Spike, And we've seen Gummy.
Gummy.
Yep. Does Philomena technically count?
Do we see Philomena's...
We saw Philomena get reborn. So that technically was the, I guess, rebirth.
It's not a birth. We know that phoenixes get born from hatching from eggs.
Oh, well in that case we did see that phoenix get hatched from an egg.
Yeah, was it Pee-wee?
Yeah.
Well, no, we saw that it had been hatched, right? I don't think we actually saw it hatching.
Oh. Okay.
We saw that Spike had the phoenix egg, and then it's like, I'm gonna take care of you, little guy. And then a few episodes later, we saw that it hatched, and Spike let Pee-wee go with its family. Well, this has been Rune Factory. Nothing amazing here yet, but I mean, marriage to Alicia in probably just within the next few episodes, I'd figure.
Yay!
And then the game is going to be a lot different, and I might actually go and binge a couple of episodes once that happens.
Well,
but for now...
Here's my question. How much money do you have?
202,000.
Okay, that's an amount.
I'm gonna make sure to save, actually.
Yeah, saving would be a good idea.
I don't know if I did or not. So anyway,